action.
Action.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at Fiorella's, and we are going to show you how to heat up all of the items for your Fiorella's Feast barbecue. So we go in a little bit different order in the kitchen because on your menu you notice that it starts with the salad and then it moves on to the dinner. Well, we're going to start with the dinner items. So as it states on your heating instructions, I've already got the barbecue things in the oven. So the ribs and the chicken, the pork ribs and the chicken are going to be in there for 30 minutes. I've had them in there for about 20. And the burnt ends and lamb ribs are going to be in there for about 20 minutes. I've had them in there for about 10. So those will be coming out in about 10 minutes. And you want to leave those covered just as it states. So for the hickory thick beans and the cheesy corn bake, this is how everything will be packaged for you. So as you see it today, that's how it will be packaged. It may be packaged in larger portions or smaller portions depending on the size of the group. So for the beans and the corn, the easiest way, you can do it in a microwave, but the easiest way is to get 2 small sauce pots. And put your beans and your corn right in there. We are going to turn these on to about medium heat. And every 2 or 3 minutes, we are going to stir those up. So the next thing we're going to do, because this can be done well ahead of time, is we're going to do the dessert. So I have already heated up the carrot and the apple, and we're going to leave the flourless is going to stay cold. So the carrot cake and the apple tarts are in one pan. The flourless chocolate will be in a separate pan, depending on your group size. The group size I'm preparing for today is 5. And again, the carrot cake and the apple you're going to heat right in the pan. So I'm going to show you a couple different preparations on this. We're going to do one that's plated, and then we're going to do one that's more of a family style. I'm going to lay these things out here so you can see what we have. We have whipped cream. We have some raspberry sauce. We have some pecans, a few strawberries, or raspberries, a few strawberries, and some soft as snow sugar. So for the family style, we'll just use a platter. And then we will just do a plated one if you wanted to do a plated. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this pure snow sugar, and we're just going to dust the chocolate torque, flourless chocolate, just a little bit, just to give it a little dusting. You can use, if you have a little strainer, you could use a strainer and just tap it. It works just as well. So we put these in bags for everyone. So what you're going to do is you're just going to cut the edge of that bag off. Just to make almost like a little piping bag. And I just test it to make sure something's coming out. Yep. And so you can do several, I'm going to do several different preparations with this to show you what you can do with it. You can do like a tailed thing. You could do a big dot. Take your spoon and just go like that. So there's lots of different ways you can do, and or if you just wanted to do a squiggle, or you could do alternate. You could do dots that go from large to small. So for this preparation, I'm going to take a little spatula for the flourless chocolate. And our apple tart. And lastly, the carrot cake. cream. Nuts for the carrot cake. And now we'll do a plated one. One each of everything. So for the plated, we'll just do one dollop. Two half strawberries. So these desserts, once they're like this, they can be just kept like this, or you could actually, if you wanted to do them all cold, you could do them cold as well and do them earlier in the day, but I would just set them aside and they'll stay a little bit warm. You don't really want them hot, you just want them kind of room temperature. So now that our corn and beans are heating up nicely, give it a good stir. I'm going to turn them way down. And so these can be kept hot just like this until you're ready to serve. So right before we put out the hot food, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to mix our salad. So we've got our spinach greens. We've got feta, the sweet vinaigrette, strawberries, and onions, and some candied walnuts. So for either preparation on this one, whether it's plated or whether it's going to be the buffet, you're going to take a mixing bowl, go ahead and put all of your salad greens in there. One pair of tongs for this. And now you're going to take half of the feta, half of your walnuts, and half of your onions, and put them all in there. So you just want half. You keep all of your strawberries because those are a really nice garnish. But these other three are going to be garnished on the top. And then you want to take half of your sweet vinaigrette. And I say half because it'll be to your liking, whether you want to put some on the side or whether you want to add a little bit more. So this will be for our family style. And this will be for our plate. Now with the sweet vinaigrette and all your toppings, you just want to lightly toss that. So a lot of all your toppings are going to fall to the bottom. So as I'm tossing it, I'm just mixing up from the bottom. Now for our family style, I'm just going to take it and we're going to put it right in there. So now you can notice a lot of those toppings have gone to the bottom. We want to get them to the top and throughout. So I'm just going down to the bottom and getting all of those. So you have it throughout the salad now, and then we're going to top them as well. For the plated, it's the exact same thing. If you were going to, if you had 10 people, you would plate 10 of these. And I'll go ahead and do 2 just so you can see. You kind of want them to be very similar in size. And now we're just going to garnish these with everything that we have here. So the strawberries, you will have enough strawberry slices sent to you, if you did plated, to do 6 on each plate. Anytime you're plating, odd numbers are best, except for when you have, so this is 3 around a circle. It's 6 strawberries, but it's just 3, so the odd numbers are best. And then you'll take a little bit of your walnuts, just a couple onion slivers, and a little feta on top. Again, how these are packaged is exactly how you will get them when they come to you. And then the same with this. Now, with the family style, you can get a little more creative, and you can line the bowl. Walnuts, so we just finish those off. And there's your salad. And so if you wanted to, you can serve a little bit of your sweet vinaigrette in a gravy boat, just a little bit on the side if somebody wants a little bit extra vinaigrette. That's another reason we don't want to use all of it. Somebody may want a little less, a little more. Now we are going to plate your entrees. Actually, we have one more step before we plate them. We're going to baste your meats before they go onto the plate. Now this is up to taste too. This is what we at catering do every time it goes out, is we baste all of our meats with a little bit of barbecue sauce. What I mean by baste is we just take, and I'll open up one of these barbecue sauces. We'll be sending a spicy and an original with you in your package, so you'll have both, depending on your tastes. Whichever one, we actually mix both together. Our spicy is not heat spicy really, so it's got a little more zing. So we mix them together for our base here at catering. I'm just going to go ahead and open up the spicy. And you're just going to lightly drizzle it on. And then I'm going to take a brush and we're going to brush it onto all of it. Now, what's nice about this is you're going to get 2 stacks of pork ribs here, so the bottom stack won't have, we base all our ribs as they come out of the oven, so the bottom stack will just have that sauce on it, so if somebody wants it a little more dry, they can have those. And like some of these, if people want it more dry, you can put as much or as little as you want. We just like it gives it a better appearance, because once these cook in the oven like this, you want that really nice shiny appearance, and this sauce based really helps to keep that as it gets cold and as it sits for the dinner time. Now we're going to go right back into the oven for about 5 minutes. And then we have our coleslaw here. And you can do that both ways too. You'll be sent some carrots and green onions to garnish these with, and I don't have them here. I'm going to run and grab the carrots real quick. I'm just going to send you some julienne carrots and some slivered green onions. You can just garnish the individual ones, or you can garnish the whole bowl. So, and I recommend that you chill the bowls and the plates for both salads, especially if you're doing individual on the coleslaw. A chilled bowl goes a long way.
I've only got about 30 minutes to on this.
Okay, that's about what we need. So now we're going to plate up our meats. And all I'm going to do for these is family style, because if you wanted to do these individual, it's very easy. There's not a lot of garnish. There are equal amounts of each meat in here, so you can have them however you want. But when you're plating these up, you want to try to make haystacks. We're going to do a couple different plates for these. But you stack them up real nice. So you'll notice we cut our chicken into 5 pieces. So you have 2 pieces of breast and 2 wing, a leg, and a thigh from each half chicken. Now bird ends, you want to kind of haystack the exact same way. Presentation, you want a lot of that burnt end showing. And then my favorite, the lamb ribs. And then our sausage burnt. Garnish these, just a little bit of pickles, and a little bit of sauce. That is the Fiorella's Feast barbecue. Last thing, beans and corn. These really don't get garnished at all. We're just going to put them in our big vessel here. Steaming hot sides, just like you'd get at the restaurant. Now if you had to, you could keep these in a warming oven for up to 20 minutes, just like this. Much past that, you're going to start drying out quite a bit. Thank you. Have a great evening.